because of what we're talking about today. So in our Breakthrough Mastermind series, we started this month going through, what is going to break you through to the next level. And what we decided we needed to learn more about in Mastermind Realm was the 36 touch. And so I put us together a presentation today on a 36 touch workshop and how to grow your business through your database. And I've taken some ideas and things that I got from KW Connect, simply searching 36 touch, some things that I've learned, and we'll learn a little bit about why it's important, and then get into some of the examples. And some of the things that I have in this presentation, I can then as well upload to our Facebook page, so you guys can have them and use them for yourself as well. So why do we go through a database? So the model is you get 2 pieces of business for every 12 contacts in your database. And that's why we call it a data bank, right? The whole idea is to grow it and deposit so that you can then take withdrawals. So the new Millionaire Real Estate Agent 2 that is in works right now, one second, somebody's joining, suggests that you're going to get a 5% return versus a 17% return, which is not that great, but it kind of goes with the culture of being more internet lead based, more people online, and there's more of that going on. So it's going to take more to solidify these relationships. So the old model at 50 transactions divided by 2 times 12, that means you need 300 contacts in your MET database. The new model suggests, though, you're going to need 1,000 contacts in your MET database. Now, don't let that intimidate you, because we have multiple ways of putting people in the funnel, and we're going to talk more about, once they get in there, how to make the most of that. So at 50 transactions at $6,000 GCI, that puts you at 300,000 gross commission income. Who wouldn't mind 300,000 gross commission income? Okay, so let's figure out how to do that, right? So on page 148 of the Millionaire Real Estate, it starts going into the steps of the touch campaigns. So you want to make your database work for you. You want to build it, feed it, communicate systematically, and service your leads. That's from page 148 of the MREA. The 3 keys to effective lead generation: frequent, consistent, and high volume. That comes from page 136 of the MREA. So build it, feed it, communicate with frequency, consistency, and high intensity. Okay, so you want to create these plans and build a plan that helps you be systematic and as automatic as possible, right? We still want to have the conversations. We still want to have the voice-to-voice, face-to-face as much as possible. And yet kind of all the other can be a lot of good automated filler. The point is you're creating mind share, and if you get it systematized to the point from day one, all right? So these are 2 examples from the MREA, and one we already looked at on the left side, the lead generation model. So you have met and haven't met, contact made, you put them on 8x8 to build the relationship, and then they go into your funnel for the 36 touch and give you repeat and referral business. Whereas the people you haven't met, you're doing the geographic farming, creating the mailers, sending some of that out, and building new business. The 8x8, I want to talk about that really quick, because this precedes the 36 touch. So the last time we had a conversation around some of that kind of walking up and speaking with random people, that sort of thing. So the next thing you would do after Tiffany and I met in the grocery store, we had a conversation about real estate, we exchanged information, I'm going to put Tiffany, or Tiffany's going to put me, whoever the agent is, right, on an 8x8. So these are just some examples. You do 8 touches in 8 weeks. Make it as creative as you would like it to be, right? So even that first touch, if you exchanged your app, that's your one, right? And then the second week, you're going to follow up with them, whether that's through mailing a note card. This says recipe card. We don't do that anymore. Some sort of calendar, following up with them, whether they said they were ready to buy or sell. Let's have that consultation. Let's get you on the path of readiness. So that can look like a market analysis, sending them to market information. That can look like a consultation. Hey, do you know these are the things? If you're ready to buy, giving them a piece of value, right? The next thing is kind of that same, you're following up the first 3 weeks with something similar but different, depending on what Tiffany said. If she said she's looking to sell or buy in the future, I'm going to customize that based on what she said. And all you need to do is create your material for these things. You're only going to come across people that have like 5 different categories of conversation about real estate. So if you create pieces of content around those, you'll just be on an automatic. So one thing you can do, I know we've talked about a lot of social posts, but instead of just being out on social posts, like here's some frequently asked questions about buyers, becoming a first-time home buyer. Here are some tips on selling your home. Just create a cute little like postcard flyer or something, and you can either email it to them, mail it to them, or text it to them. But just having that, it can just be like info, right? Week 4, make that phone call. So you've sent them your app, and you've sent them 2 pieces of value, whether through the mail or email. They say they like the mail, right? Somebody's going to hold on to that. And then on week 4, you're going to call them. Hello, this is Katie from KW Montgomery. Did I catch you at a bad time? How are you? Did you receive the information I've sent you? Did you have a chance to look at it? The reason I'm calling is to find out if you happen to know anybody who might be buying or selling their home. Have a conversation with them. Take notes, put it in your command, continue your follow-up in week 5. Week 5, send out another piece of information, okay? This could be, one of the first 3 weeks, it could be some info about you. What is your unique value proposition? Who are you? Why should someone work with you? Week 6, this says send a real estate investment or house maintenance tip. NAR has some really great content right now about the data and looking for, if you're looking for interest rates or all-time low rates, or now's a great time to sell, or any of that kind of content. You always want to use a reputable source, correct? Week 7, send some sort of magnet, notepad, or usable giveaway. So whether you have magnets or any sort of that thing. Week 8, make that phone call again. Hello, this is Katie from KW Montgomery. Did I catch you at a bad time? How are you? Did you happen to receive the whatever you sent? That's great. Do you have any questions? As you can tell, I really hope you will allow me to be your realtor for life. Also, let me give you a quick reminder that if you happen to know anybody that may be buying or selling their home, could you please share their name with me and my name with them? So this 8 touches in 8 weeks is about getting someone to know you and your unique value proposition, and to know that you really mean business. And honestly, you may be, 8 times in 8 weeks. No, that shows somebody, that's not a pushy salesperson. That shows somebody that you mean business and you're a professional. You spoke to them and told them that you're a professional realtor, and now you're following up on that. Okay, so you really will get a idea of where they're at. Now, some of these, you're mailing something out to them. So how important is it that you get as much contact information as possible? Very important, right? And it also means you need to what? Sit down and think about the content you want to share. And then once you do that one time, you don't have to think of new content every time. You're just sending the same things to the different people you're meeting. and you're providing them with something valuable. Think about it like, what if you were the buyer or seller? What would you find valuable in your time of processing and moving forward in that journey? Okay, here is another, this was the updated kind of funnel and how they're breaking it out for the MREA2. And it's kind of hard to see, but if you look at it, I like it because it breaks it down as to haven't met, okay? So we just met in the grocery store. I'm capturing that lead. The only way I capture that lead is if I exchange contact information. If I don't capture the lead, I just had a conversation about real estate. Okay, you have to exchange information, and then you put them into your database. Okay, once they become a met, you're going to connect with them through, this says here, the 19 touches to connect. You're going to start off with the 8 and 8 weeks, right? So it's going to be high intensity at first and then slack off a little bit. And then the 7 to cement and the 36 to convert. So do you see how you really do want to overkill, right? Amazon, if you look at how many times, I know I bring this up all the time, how many times does Amazon communicate with us daily? All the time, right? We're not even talking daily, but we're talking provide value. And because I want you guys to know how important it is to do this, think about Zillow. If you're having real estate conversations with people, what do you hear more than anything else? Zillow, 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 right? I saw this on Zillow. Even realtors I know, oh, I looked on Zillow. So they are really and truly trying to get between us and the consumer. So what are they constantly doing to people that click for them or search for them? They're communicating every day with them because they don't want to lose that lead. And that's the relentlessness and the intensity we need to have. We don't want to lose that. Okay, so think about being overly, and you're providing value, right? So don't think about it like you're just going, hey, you want to sell your house yet? Hey, Tiffany, you want to sell your house yet? I know we talked for the past 4 weeks, but do you want to sell your house now? That's not what we're doing, okay? We're providing value to people. The next slide shows the bottom better for you guys. You'll see that a little bit better, and that's probably where you want to screenshot or, write down. But once you convert somebody, the point is you don't just walk away from them. You look for referrals, new business, or repeat business from those people. Forever clients. So we used to have the 33 touch. Now it's 36 because we realized what was happening is the internet phase came in between when this was first written and now, and there's people are being literally touched constantly through these large corporations. And so we have to then step up. So it used to be 18, a combination of 18, the 8, the 3 telephone calls, like a birthday card, different things like that. So now we know we need at the very minimum. Now, again, this follows after the 8x8. All new people going into your database, get on the 8x8. All people existing in your database need to be on the 36. Okay. 4 quarterly calls, 26 touches with a biweekly email. That can very easily be what? Our neighborhood nurture email. 2 in-person events a year, or what does this also say? Invites to an in-person event. Okay. Right now, a lot of people are doing digital. Yes, that counts too. And then 4 direct mailers or marketing pieces. What is happening? Sorry, guys, my phone was not on Do Not Disturb. So sorry. Rookie mistake. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, the 19 touch, does it follow, or the 19 touch?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same activities. They just found with more data that it takes 19 to convert a haven't met to being in a relationship. Think about 36 are people that you have already had either new 8x8 conversations, so they've gotten to know you, or your sphere. Mm-hmm. So anybody, when you're first creating a database and you're looking at your sphere of influence, you're including and adding people that that know you as a person, they're going to go on the 36 touch.
Gotcha.
Because you're just really like systematically kind of touching on them, letting them know you're in real estate, providing value, checking in, right? And then the new people, whether that's a lead service that you're using, or when you are doing events and you're, doing them to a new group of individuals, they're going to get put on the 8x8, because that's like a speed dating. Think about it like that. Like, okay, you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you. And honestly, a lot of that 8x8 is going to be you putting out more so, because some of those phone calls may even just go to voicemail. And that's why you put them then on the 36.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you can see how in the 33, they've got a lot of different options. And we'll dig into that in some of the examples where you can see where this is being done in real life. So we want to feed it, and we're prospecting, and prospecting based marketing enhanced. So it's through prospecting and marketing. Highly successful real estate agents will tell you, as far as lead generation is concerned, the quality is in the quantity. Whereas most real estate agents do modest lead generation and get modest results, few do massive lead generation and reap massive rewards. And that's from page 135 of the MREA. We already talked about the bullseye, right? Comes from your inner circle out. And then if you want to look at, and we've kind of really been honing in and talking about this prospecting and marketing through Ignite class and through the lead generation 36-12-3, we're already aware of kind of some of the opportunities, right? You guys feel confident in that we understand more of the marketing and prospecting and how that plays a part in having a 36 touch. So this is where you want to screenshot or just write down. I will also share this in the Facebook group, so if you want that way. So you're going to saturate your relationships. Remember though, new people get the 8x8 first. Okay, 8x8 first. And then we have the 19 to connect. So again, the quarterly phone calls, the monthly email, maybe you have a newsletter, maybe you like to send out market reports. The 2 touches through the direct mail, maybe like a magnet, a calendar, a CMA on their property, and then the 1 annual event, that gets you the 19 to connect. You're going to have the cement, which is a really high value, and it's going to solidify the relationship you just established. And then the 36 to convert. So again, you're continuing the 4 quarterly phone calls. You should not be talking to anybody in your database that you're not doing business with more than 4 times a year. So that's not really right. You break them up and it's not that big of a deal. And right now it's more important than ever, just out of care and concern, we're communicating and talking to our people. Hey, how are you? How are you doing? Then there's the 26 touches with the bi-weekly email. That can be the neighborhood nurture. That can be market stats. All of this stuff is just like, basically you create the content, have the content, and it's going on a system, right? The 2 touches with the events or get-togethers or parties, and then the 4 with the direct mail. Do you guys see how, and depending on where that person is in your database is how much they're going to get touched. Honestly, if you stick with the 36 after you've done the intro of the 8x8 and you really work at the 36, you don't have to worry about the extra. Oh, it might take 19 here, it may take 7 here. Like, plug in and do the 36. You're really not going to have, you're going to get the most out of that. This is just what they've studied just to see the data. Okay, this is where they got that from. So we're going to communicate systematically. The new MET process, add them to your command database with all their contact information as much as possible. Put them on an 8x8 and then roll the 8x8 into the 36. And then we can talk more too about how to add them in contacts to smart plans. So we can also do that. Here is an idea of touches, okay? And this is just utilizing Keller Williams resources. This is not necessarily like you have to create new stuff, okay? You have the mobile app. You have the neighborhood newsletter. You have, do you know we do virtual tours? There's a lot of content in there that you can utilize in the designs. And then here's some other ideas, okay? So your local expert. This could be about you, your bio, your value proposition. Just do a little flyer about who you are and why should somebody do business with you. You can title something your next move. All right. What are some things if you were speaking with somebody about selling right now, just write down some notes. They're not going to read a novel. So don't write like an essay, but really just some quick, clean. Did you know? Okay. Did you know this? Did you know homes on the market right now are selling with multiple offers within days? Did you know this is the average price point in your area? Home ownership how to. It's a good one to plug into that one. Some home warranty information. We have wonderful home warranty reps. You can share some of their information. Seasonal tips. This month in real estate. Recently listed. Some quarterly. Did you know that this quarter we did this? Happy birthday, home anniversary. Things like that. Or if you're like, man, what do I say? Figure out what you're going to say, create your list of items, figure out what content you can pull from another place like National Association of Realtors, our content in Keller Williams, designs, or some home warranty or vendors. You have lender partners that also puts out information that you can share as well. So here's an example, and this is where we get to the points of the example. Let's see. My little thing keeps getting in my way. Okay, so basically what this person has done is just written out the 12 months. And then they took their 36 plan that they wrote out and created and just applied it to the yearly calendar. So you see in January, they got a biweekly email. That's on every month. They've got a biweekly email. Call about an upcoming event. In May, they're doing a book drive. In July, they're following up from the book drive event. In October, they call to invite people to event. In November, they do a pie giveaway as the event. In December, they do an annual market review. Some mailers they also include are birthday, home anniversary, and holiday cards. This is another example of Rachel Adams Lee. You guys should follow her on YouTube and Connect, because anytime she uploads material for her team, she also shares it. But she's done where for 2019, what did she want to do? Okay, January, what did we do last year? Our evidence of success. What is the word of the year? Looks like she does some sort of Valentine's giveaway. So she does reservations in January for the February. February, she does a thing called Letter from the Heart. She calls her database. March, she sends out a daylight savings reminder and a baseball schedule. April, she does a funny vendor sheet. She does an Easter something. May, she does an event, Mommies and Mimosas. She has Red Day, so she shares out Red Day. Again, another touch. Happy Memorial Day, call database. You guys can see how she goes through the entire year. And the reason that hers looks like this is because she's taken what she's passionate about and interested in and applied it to how she's going to communicate with her clients. The Peters Company, they are one of the top teams in our region. Here's the example of, and I've got several actually pieces from them. They actually have a Facebook group. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'm going to invite everybody on this call to that Facebook group. They do a 36 touch class, and you want to join that Facebook group. It's Peters Company 36 Touch Mastermind. Look that up. They're really awesome people. I'm hoping to get them to speak to the Market Center soon.
Hey, Katie, can you say that name again, please?
Peter's Company, 36 Touch Mastermind. And so they have people in this group and they share their ideas, and then also, you know, the Peters Company is sharing theirs. So here's what their marketing overview for 2019. They do a movie, they do an Easter egg hunt, they do a derby party, they do a Braves game, they do a pumpkin patch event, and then some sort of client appreciation. They do monthly mailers. But do you see how the mailers and the emails and the phone calls correlate with the event? It gives you a reason to have a conversation with somebody. They have an item of value included in here. Do you see their February item of value? A nail file. It would not be something that I thought about, and yet who in their home doesn't use a nail file? And can you ever find it? So it would be something, honestly, seems kind of trivial, but of value. And if every time I went hunting for this long lost nail file and it popped up and it had Peter's Company on it, who would I think about? Peter's Company. So just think outside of the box. And looking at these ideas, I really hope that you guys are able to take this mastermind conversation and apply it to your business. Getting systematic is how you're going to win and win big. It's going to be the thing that moves you from entrepreneurial to purposeful, right? Anybody can sell a couple houses, but not everybody's going to work their database. And this is where the skill comes in. All right, here's another thing that they have. So they have a large team, okay? So they have several people that are doing some of these things. You guys, everybody on this call today, you are your team. So when you create your plan, please remember that because you don't want to make life hard on you. And yet they just simplified it so that it's the same every time. And that's the importance. So they do the DTD2. We talked about that in bold, where you break up your database, and this is who you call for these weeks, right? But what they've done is they've incorporated social media to the call, okay? So on Mondays, they go on social media. They tell people happy birthday from their database. They connect with them, and then they ask for any missing info in the CRM. On Tuesdays, they call the letters. They contact with their sphere of influence that didn't answer yesterday, and then they connect with any missing data. On Wednesday, they write note cards to people in their sphere and then call and ask for missing data. Thursday, they call their sphere and ask people if they want to have lunch or coffee. Ask for missing data in the CRM. On Friday, you see how it just goes on and on and on. But it's very systematized what they're doing. And that's how you can do something at a scalable level. Here is an example of their emails they send out after a transaction, and this is another touch. After a transaction and asking for a review. Because what's better than me saying Katie's great, and you should do real estate with Katie, if Tiffany is my client and is saying that. So you want to make sure to capture those testimonials. Hi, Tiffany. Congratulations on your new properties. We have greatly enjoyed to work with you on this transaction, and we hope you feel the same. If you've enjoyed your experience, it would mean the world to us if you share your experience on one or all of the review sites below. On Zillow, Yelp, you can include Google. These reviews provide the next Peters Company client a window into what it's like working with us, and we appreciate your help. Our goal is to gain clients for life and provide you with the best real estate transaction possible. While reviews are great, the highest compliment you can give us is a referral. Please keep us in mind if you know someone looking to buy or sell a home. We would be honored to help them. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you trusting us with all of your real estate needs. Thank you in advance for taking a few minutes to help us and for being a valued Peters Company client. Congrats again. So this email, again, is not rocket science, and yet it's an important step in when you're looking for somebody to do business with. What's the first thing you do about that person? If you've never met them before, you Google them, right? So when I'm Googling you all as real estate professionals, what's going to show up? That's another thing to think about, making sure that you have, it's very easy, it's free to set up a Yelp, Zillow, Google, LinkedIn. It's very easy to set up those profiles. Scott Leroy actually gets you a head start on most of that. But just making sure that you're asking for those testimonials, and this is an email they send out follow-up. I think most people, you're not going to get it the first time, so then you're probably going to have to touch them a couple more times to get that. But it's coming from contribution. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you doing business with us. Again, you're asking for a referral and you're asking for a review. Here is how they do the 7 to cement, which is kind of like the 8 by 8, right? So if you're looking at the transition into maybe somebody has been in your database for a while and you've had a conversation about them selling or buying real estate and they haven't like really dove in, you can jump into this 7 touches in 7 weeks. So this is an idea with an introductory postcard, a letter with 2 business cards, phone call, newsletter, item of value or market stats, a phone call, and event invitation to just maybe get somebody re-engaged that you've had in the pipeline but have not been, maybe stayed at like the D or C, right? You want to push them forward and move your needle forward in your pipeline. So here is another worksheet. It's just a template with the months on it, and I'll share this in our file section. But here is where somebody has taken the time and brainstormed around what would their marketing plan be, their touch plan. So I think a good idea for us to look at right now, I know we're in August, looking to September, and we do still have 4 months to touch. So I don't want to create us a gap. And yet, if you're looking at your year, I would start in January, right? Because as you're brainstorming through this and you're sitting and you're going, okay, what can I do each month? By the time you get to August, September, fall, you can start it up, right? It's going to be easier to walk you through, I think, the bigger picture. Whatever works for you. These are just tools to help you guys develop the plan that would work. So January, Super Bowl, item of value, event. This says HUDs, so sending out information about HUD. February, rose windows. I don't know what that means, but maybe they put roses in people's windows. I don't know. Items value, do a Valentine's event. March, lottery ticket, St. Patrick's Day, March Madness bracket, Easter egg hunt, St. Patrick's Day mailer. You can see where month by month it goes. But you have to be sure that you're doing this. And I will say, guys, as you're looking at some of these events and things, one, it's COVID. So some of these, like where you would typically invite people to come, how can you adapt that virtually, right? Or how can you adapt it so it's a drop-in or a pop-by and it's not everybody being in a room together? 2, financially, we want to lead with revenue. So what are the things I could do that have a big impact but have a low expense, right? If I ordered 1,000 nail files from Oriental Trading, do I have to have Katie Woodard Real Estate Group brand on it? Or could I order the nail files and attach it to a cute postcard and be a lot less expensive? So what are ways that you can lead with revenue? And you are going to have to spend money to make money. I'm not going to lie about this. But you need to look at, don't go try to rent a movie theater and you've sold no homes or sold 3 homes, right? You're going to get to that point. There's always going to be that opportunity. But look at how can you do some of these things inexpensively. And I'll just tell you, it doesn't seem like these 2 items will be connected, but I was a preschool teacher for a long time and a nanny. But what do you do with little kids, right? You do like August is like Johnny Appleseed and you talk about apples. Okay, the kids like it. Why? Why do you do things like that? Because it's engaging, right? So don't go like crazy, and yet you can do something clever and just to say, remind someone you're in real estate and be the top of mind. So as we're looking at August, what typically takes place in August every year? This year, it's still happening. It's just a little different.
Football.
Football.
School.
Back to school, right? So for instance, I've seen a lot of real estate groups and teams doing some sort of back to school, whether it's a drawing for school supplies or a congratulations, or you can get really creative behind that. Fall's coming up. What happens in, September and October? We're looking at Labor Day. We're coming into pumpkin patch time. We're looking at November, Thanksgiving. So what is something that you can start looking for now to plan your year, have a budget, lead with revenue, right? Mailers don't cost very much money because you could just type something up, create it in either Canva or Designs or Word. Honestly, if you just if you had a typewriter at home and typed up a letter saying, I am Tiffany, you're a local real estate expert. I wanted to say hello and wish you a happy Thanksgiving holiday. That's something. Do that, right? Because you're going to touch more people by even doing that, as rudimentary as that is, versus nothing. So just look at, how can you incorporate this and some of these ideas that we talk about today? What are some ahas? What are you guys thinking about?
I think the aha for me was when you said big impact, low expense. So to just think about what we can provide without having to strain ourselves with time and money.
Right. Because right now you are the team, right? You are the people that's going to be calling everybody. But you need to look at it, and if you just go into command and you just do the 4 calls a year, quarterly, and you just put people on the SMART plan for the neighborhood nurture, do that, right? If you have already done that, like, always be expounding upon how you're communicating with your database to grow it, because the studies show, the information, the data shows, that's how you're going to grow a big business. And I think all of you guys are showing up to these trainings, showing up to the mastermind, showing up to the business meeting, have your license because you want to build a big business. So what you do can be very impactful. I enjoy the 36 touch because it takes, to me, it can seem to be, feel like a burden to communicate with all these people. Like, what do you say constantly? What do you say? Like, but when you look at the 36 touch, and I'm calling you Tiffany because I want to wish you a new year and, just thank you for, being as part of my real estate team, my group, and are you going to be thankful for that? Are you going to remember me? Are we going to have a better relationship versus me not? Right. Right now, school's back. November is around the corner. We've got Labor Day. So what are some things you guys are going to be incorporating into your business based on the conversation we've had? Because that's the point. What are we implementing?
One thing I have to think of, I was thinking, I know like COVID-19 still kind of has us like a little bit restricted, but I know that since school is back in, just doing something for like parents. Like I know one of the teams, they do like a coffee invite, but that might be a good thing for parents that just kind of need that break. Especially like talking to Shakira this morning. So parents are going to need like, that time, maybe if it's just an hour to get away. So I think that's a good idea, even though right now we just can't really hang out in coffee shops, but it's something for the future though.
Yeah, for sure. I see a lot of good, any sort of giveaway you can do. The point is to make it last as long as possible. So you're doing an advertisement that you're doing a giveaway, right? Then you're doing the, hey, call in to be entered in the giveaway. And then you're taking their information, so then you're thanking them you're announcing the winner. And then you're thanking everybody who called in. So those are all touches along the way. To do something like that, you can partner with a lender. Right now, it would be really impactful if you did like a dinner at Jim and Nick's or Tzatziki's, those places that have the like family 4-pack or whatever. How can you do that? And it's pretty low cost, but don't just say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do a gift card giveaway to a Jim and Nick's family dinner to help you, because I know everybody's busy right now. But pace it out so that you can get a larger impact. Some of you agents could go in together, right? I don't know how much those dinner cost, probably around $100 or something along those lines. Or, hey, for all you parents out there that are virtual learning, I'm going to give away today a $25 Starbucks gift card. You just have to call in or email in or whatever that channel looks like to you to enter today. Or, hey, Friday, hey, Monday, whatever it is. So you can expound on, and then when you're talking to people, hey, did you know I was doing a giveaway? Do you know any parent that like really would need just like a Starbucks pick me up or a Dunkin' Donuts? Right now, not Cash App, DoorDash, all of those will deliver a dinner. So you could put something out there that, hey, I want to, give back to my parents in the community. Back to school is back in swing, and I want to treat your family to dinner tonight. Don't go crazy, but at the same time, these are just some simple ideas of how you could do that. If you have a lender that you're doing business with, you can say, hey, you want to share this cost with me? There's ways to do it. Global Homes Group, they just fed North Pillar Elementary and high school, the teachers. So they already have vendor partners, and they already are doing this sort of client events. And so due to COVID, they haven't been doing as normal. So they said, you know what, school's back in session. Let's get with our partners and let's put on a breakfast for these teachers, right? That's something they've already set up. So who's in your world, your affiliates, your inner circle of the target that could also help you with some of this to offset the expenses? So next week, Jeremy Dobbs, who's Adam, our operating partner's co-founder and partner in Global Homes Group, he's going to talk to us about how they apply the 36 touch and how they've adapted in COVID. So that'll be some practical. You'll hear from a mega team, expansion team. They a little bit about their production. They did 70 million in volume last year. I think they have about 17 agents on their team. They're out of Tuscaloosa, and they have agents in Birmingham and Madison. They're looking also to put an agent here in Montgomery. And so I thought that would be really good for us to learn from somebody that's doing it and has been doing it and developing their plan for the past few years while they've been growing their team. And then on the 4th week of this mastermind, we're going to look at what you have applied and what has won and what needs to adapt. So always be looking at that, putting on your GPS. We talked about applying the 36 touch. So now we've gone deeper into that. What are you applying to your GPS from the 36 touch? Okay, what are your priorities and systems to make this happen so that you can touch your database and grow? Does anybody have anything else to add before we wrap up today?
I have a question, Katie.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as like the emails, because that's a big that's most of your touches. It's going to be 26 of them. As far as command and the 36 touch, is it? I guess right now it's still through MailChimp, right?
There is a command mailer, and yet I have like mass mailer. I haven't played with it that much. I still use the MailChimp. I've been using it since the beginning of the year. I've seen a lot of great results in it. It's free up to 2,000 emails a day. So if your database is 2,000 or less, you're going to be able to use that. It's really also easy to use. I know they are putting in that feature, or they have. I just haven't honestly played with it too much to do that.
And you can use it for the 8x8 and for the 26 touches. Or, yeah, direct.
Mhm.
Okay. I have to
Yeah,
pull
and,
it.
and so a lot of that, Tiffany, I think is going to be more on the like, you're going to have to sit down beyond us having the conversation today, right? And think about what is we've been talking about our method and our message, right? We've figured out our message. We need to refine that a little bit into like literally pieces of content and
Mhm.
your method, right? Through either MailChimp or heck, regular email, you know?
Sure.
And you're really good at creating some of that content. If you're not great at the graphic design, putting something together, just go into Command Designs and they've gotten pieces on buyers, sellers, advertising your app, Keller Williams, market stats, tips to your database. So just use any of that. Put your info in there, right? And then download it and put it into the MailChimp, put it into your regular email, put it on social media. The thing with social media is remember that when we just share on our page, that's not part of our 36 touch plan because that's just marketing.
Mhm.
It's not leading to the one-on-one conversations.
Right.
So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of that, as long as I'm having a one-to-one conversation with Tiffany, that counts as my touch.
Gotcha.
But if I'm just pushing something out there, which is good, it's mind share for the masses, but that's for not me asking Tiffany how she's doing and how I can help her in real estate.
Mhm.
So I just want to be sure to clarify that. All right, does anybody have anything else before we wrap up? All right, I'm going to share the things that I shared in the slideshow in our Facebook group today. So you'll be able to look for that in the file section, okay? Bye, guys.
Thank you, Katie.
See you later.
Bye.